Today I want to talk to you about why you should stop using auxiliaries for your instrument groups and start using track folders. Before I go any further, my name is Matt Richards. I'm a music producer and mix engineer here in Nashville, Tennessee. I work with bands and artists all over the country to turn their musical vision into release-ready tracks that compete in today's music industry. If you'd like to chat about working together, please feel free to send me a message or click the link in my bio. If you're familiar at all with mixing, you know that using auxiliary tracks as your buses for instrument groups is a tried and true method for mixing. Sending an entire group of instruments to one auxiliary is a great way to control all elements of all the tracks in that instrument group with one channel on your screen. Track folders possess all the benefits of auxiliaries in that you have one fader that controls the overall volume, you have one set of pan pots that controls imaging, you have inserts and sends for all your processing and effects, and you can control overall automation behavior with all your automation. Even though they're very similar in nature, there are two main reasons I prefer folders over auxiliaries, and that is organization and consolidation. You can see with the session I've got pulled up here, I have a grand total of 88 tracks, including the mix bus. By today's standards, it's not an enormous session, but it is a pretty big session, and it can get a little daunting after you've been staring at it for 3 or 4 hours. The drum tracks all have their own folder, the bass has their own folder, rhythm guitars have their own folder, etc. Instead of staring at 88 tracks in my session for the entirety of my mixing process, I can hold down Option and click one folder icon in any one of my main folders and consolidate it down to 17 faders. That might not seem like a huge deal, but if you're anything like me, decluttering your mixing window and consolidating it down to only what you need to see helps me get from point A to point B much more quickly. The area of my mixing process I've seen the most benefit from doing this is when I'm setting my rough fader balance when I'm starting a mix. Another huge benefit of using folders as opposed to auxiliaries is if I need to reorder the instrument groups in my session, instead of worrying about grabbing 24 or 27 different drum tracks, I can consolidate the folder, grab the one folder track and move it wherever I need to, and now my drums are located within the session exactly where I want them to be. Let me know in the comments if switching to track folders changed your life the way it did mine, and I will see you in the next video.